CMSportsNet is made possible by Genova's To Go and by Carroll Lynx. Game On is brought to you by Aquino Financial Services.
Hi there, I'm Pat Stetzer, and welcome back to Game On. It's hard to believe September is winding down, but we've got plenty of Carroll County sports to keep us going as fall officially began this past weekend. Let's jump right into it. It's Game On. We kick things off with football and start with a look at Week 3 scores from around the Carroll County Athletic League. Century won big at home against Smithsburg. Liberty held off Manchester Valley. Francis Scott Key stayed unbeaten, and Westminster topped South Carroll in the latest chapter of that rivalry. Let's go ahead and take a look at some highlights from some of those games, starting with our most recent game of the week. Midway through the first quarter at Ruby Field, and Westminster strikes first. Rory O'Connor to Braden Troop for a short touchdown pass, and the PAT makes it 7-0 in favor of the Owls. South Carroll answers back late in the second quarter. Manny Rodriguez surges ahead on a 4th down for a 1-yard touchdown run. The Cavaliers missed the point after, and it's 7-6. Westminster gets one back just before the half. O'Connor goes up top into triple coverage, but check out the catch here from Canton Runners. The play goes for 6, and the Owls have a 14-6 lead at the break. After a South Carroll punt late in the third, Westminster needs just one play to score again. This time it's Kaysen Doan up the middle for a 38-yard touchdown. The Owls lead South Carroll now 20-6. And the defense holds from there. One final pass here from Cavs quarterback Caleb Evans goes into the arms of Owls defensive back Hayden Turner for his second pick of the season. Westminster prevails 20-6 as the home team runs for close to 150 yards in the victory. All right, now we head across town to see how the FSK Winners Mill game played out. Defense, name of the game early on in this one. Big Mills Victor Tejada forces a fumble and is recovered by Chris Schoonover for a Falcons takeaway. The final seconds of the first half are ticking down when Jacob Etzler finds Jermaine Dawson over the middle on 4th down, 4th and 6 actually, for an 11-yard touchdown pass. Key goes for 2 and doesn't get it, but they lead 6-0. Winners Mill gets down to the 1-yard line midway through the third quarter when Francis Scott Key makes a big stop on 4th down. The Eagles embark on a 99-yard drive, and they cap it right here with a 27-yard TD strike from Etzler to Chase Replogle. 13-0 in favor of the Eagles. Winners Mill avoids the shutout thanks to this 2-yard run by Jarrell Baker. It was a 4th and 1 toss, but it's too little too late for the Falcons on this night. Final score is FSK 19, Winners Mill 6. Eagles are the lone Carroll County team unbeaten after 3 weeks of play. Now we can see the Carroll County football standings entering Week 4. The Owls and Lions also with county victories as league play began last Friday for everyone except Century. And now let's see the county stats leaders after Week 3 of the regular season. County coaches submitting stats to CMSportsNet earlier this week. Passing leaders up first, FSK sophomore Jacob Etzler leads the way, more than halfway to 1,000 yards after just 3 weeks. On to the rushing leaders, another Eagles standout tops the list here with Jermaine Dawson. Now the senior ran for 194 yards last week in that win over Winners Mill. Let's see receiving leaders next, and you can see Tristan West of Liberty, the leader in catches and yards. So a great start there for the Lions senior, among others in the county. Some defensive stats to show you now. Gabe Lee of Westminster is one of 3 players to have 30 or more tackles entering Week 4. All right, time to take a look at our next Game of the Week broadcast. It takes us to Eldersburg, where Liberty is ready to take on Francis Scott Key. Join me and Mike Coons for pregame coverage at 6:15, and kickoff is planned for 6:30. Now, weather could throw a wrinkle into the Week 4 schedule, so stay tuned for any updates or rescheduled games if that does take place. Let's dive a little deeper into this matchup and talk first about Francis Scott Key. The Eagles are 3-0 for the first time since 2021, and they got there behind a big rushing performance from Jermaine Dawson, we just mentioned, and 3 touchdown passes from Jacob Etzler. Chase Replogle made 10 tackles and also hauled in a touchdown pass. Now let's talk about Liberty. The Lions had a huge lead last week against Man Valley and held on for that 31-26 win. Liberty surpassed its first 2 weeks of offense or scoring combined last Friday, and the Lions own this all-time series against FSK. The Eagles beat Liberty back in 2021, but before that, you got to go back to 2006 for Key's last victory against the Lions. On to the team stats for our Game of the Week matchup. Both teams 1-0 in county play, but Liberty's defense has been tested a few times already this season. Players to watch now from this big county matchup. It's two of the top receivers in Carroll County. Eagles transfer Bryson Lookingbill is averaging more than 34 yards per catch. He has a pair of touchdowns. Meanwhile, Tristan West has 4 TD catches for the Lions. Like we mentioned, leads the county in receptions and yards so far. Time for the Coaches Corner now. We catch up with both coaches as they get their team set for their Week 4 showdown. You'll hear from FSK coach David Cunningham and Liberty coach Larry Luth. Coach, maybe one word to take away from last week was resilience. You know, a big lead, and then hold on against a good county team. What can your guys take from a game like that?
You know, you hope a game like that galvanizes you. Sometimes it will bring you closer together, and you know, we had to rely on each other for the win. Offense needed to do their part, and at the end, you know, the defense, they struggled in the second half, but they came up big on the 2-point conversion and came up big on that last drive.
How have you seen the kids buy into themselves this year to start off the season 3-0?
Started off with December, our off-season workout plans, strength and conditioning, and they just balled in. Having 19 seniors does help. You know, they've been with me since they were sophomores. Nobody's above the team. We all work together as one unit, and that's what I've been preaching. We preach win the day, and that starts in the classroom. And we have this mantra where, you know, we got to be 1-0 every day.
You mentioned Friday, Key comes in undefeated, feeling good about themselves, and rightfully so. What's it going to take to compete against Key and get a win at home?
You know, Dave's done a great job of building that program up. Coach Cunningham's done a great job. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They're playing excited. And again, you look at Mike Krause, obviously an awesome addition to that staff. You know, they're gonna put pressure in your face. I think a big key is going to be. Are they going to try to blitz us to slow us down, or are they going to double Tristan, or, you know, what are they going to do, and then what's going to be our reaction to what they do? Then we got to do a better job stopping the run. I mean, no two ways about it. We've struggled with the run this year.
What is it going to take to beat Liberty this upcoming week?
Consistency and getting off to a good start. Liberty's a great football program. They have amazing athletes. Coach Larry, I look up to him. I hope to be as successful as him. And we just got to stay consistent. We got to have good drives. We got to stop all their offensive weapons. And, you know, it's going to be a tough one. The county's already tough as it is.
That's high school football. You can't just go out to the transfer portal, pick up a D lineman. So, you know, we'll try to build and we'll try to get better each week. And hopefully this week we can slow down FSK a little bit.
Thanks to CM Sportsnet correspondent Joshua Davis for helping us out there, and thank you to David Cunningham and Larry Luth for giving us some of their time. So it's Francis Scott Key at Liberty on September 27th, live from the Lions Den. Our pregame coverage begins at 6:15, and kickoff is set for 6:30. Keep an eye on the weather like we talked about, any postponements or rescheduled games that come along the way. A look now at other games taking place around Carroll County in Week 4. Westminster hosting Walkersville in another big matchup for the Owls. That kickoff is set for 6 p.m. South Carroll hosts Man Valley, and Winters Mill heads to Century. CM Sportsnet will be bringing you coverage of that Week 4 game at Ruby Field, with the Owls taking on the Lions of Frederick County. Walkersville coming off a lopsided loss against Linganore. Kickoff, like we mentioned, set for 6 p.m. We're looking forward to an exciting Week 4 as the football regular season is nearly at the midway point. Time really does fly. Coming up next, we'll check in with boys soccer, girls soccer, and Carroll Lynx fall sports. And we'll unveil the latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week. So don't go away, because Game On is coming right back.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg for lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Hi, I'm Steve Aquino. Creating a financial plan requires a disciplined, well-thought-out approach. At Aquino Financial Group, our mission is to provide a variety of solutions to help our clients fulfill their lifetime financial goals and dreams.
Welcome back to Game On. Let's get right back into some Carroll County fall sports. Let's check in with the Carroll Lynx, whose men's and women's soccer teams had a long break between contests in the last week or so, but volleyball is heating up. A look at some recent scores. You can see volleyball splitting a tri-match last weekend after a home sweep against Frederick. The Lynx are 7-3 on the season. Women's soccer with the win over Garrett College as well. Now let's see some men's soccer action from Tuesday when Carroll hosted CCBC Catonsville. The Lynx net the first goal of the game 15 minutes in when Armando Armand intercepts a pass, finds Daniel Wakowiak for the laser shot. Carroll leads 1-0 at the first lead of the season for the home team. Catonsville answers back and has a 2-1 lead late in the half when Michael Muchai gets into the box and sneaks a shot into the goal for a 3-1 Cardinals lead. Muchai steps in front of the pass and has an empty net in front of him. And this arcing shot gives Catonsville a 3-goal advantage. Final score is Cardinals 4, Lynx 1, and Carroll remains winless on the season. Okay, so upcoming games for the Lynx fall teams now. We got a soccer doubleheader on Thursday as Carroll hosts Frederick. Volleyball hits the road all the way to West Virginia and then returns home October 1st to face Montgomery. Back over to high school now, where the county races are beginning to take some shape, and let's start with county boys soccer. Time for some recent boys soccer results. Westminster topped Man Valley on Saturday, but Liberty knocked off the Owls on Tuesday. The Mavs won in overtime and Century rolled past South Carroll. Let's take a look at some highlights from the Owls-Mavericks game, and it was the Ashton Gifford show for Westminster. He gets the Owls on the board after he works his way around a Maverick defender early on in the first half, 1-0 Westminster. It's a 2-2 game late in regulation when Gifford gets his head on a throw-in from the far side. Nice play there, and the Owls are back up by a goal. Gifford has 4 goals already before this long shot gets saved initially by Man Valley, and Gifford is there to clean up the loose ball. A 5-goal day for the senior and a 5-2 victory for Westminster over the Mavericks. Now we head to Parker Field from some highlights between South Carroll and Century from Tuesday night. The Knights get the pass upfield to Nick McGinn, and the senior tucks a shot into the net for a 1-0 Century lead. Good start, and McGinn is back at it again a few minutes later. After a corner kick the ball finds McGinn again, he finds the net. Knights 2, Cavaliers 0. It's 4-0 Century in the second half when South Carroll gets on the board. Hayden Lineweber does a nice job crowding the ball at the top of the box and putting it into the net. Cavaliers score, but they're down 4-1. Just too much Century on this night. Knights on the move again here late in the half, and McGinn is going to find and post his third goal of the night off this rebound right there. So a big night for Nick McGinn. Final score, Century 6, South Carroll 1. Give McGinn the hat trick and give the Knights the county victory. Over to the upcoming games of note for boys soccer. Plenty of county matchups on tap. Unbeaten Liberty taking on the Mavericks. Century hosting Winners Mill next Tuesday. A look now at the county boys soccer standings. Liberty and Century top the field while South Carroll drops down despite losing for just the first time this season. Let's head over to girls soccer now and check out some recent results. Westminster and Liberty played to a 2-2 draw on Tuesday. The Mavericks and Knights each had impressive victories. Let's go back a little bit and some highlights from a Liberty game against Winners Mill. Second half action. It's Aaron Martin with a long kick from here. It's going to find its way into the net. This was a game that was played at Winners Mill, and Liberty leads this game in the second half 3-0. Winners Mill gets one back, but the Lions answer a few minutes later. It's Adrian Petrofsky with the redirect right there, flicks it in for her second goal of the evening. And the final score from Winners Mill, Liberty 4, Falcons 2. The Lions earn a county road victory. Some upcoming girls soccer games to keep an eye on. The Lions host Man Valley on Thursday, while the Owls welcome the Cavaliers to Ruby Field, and South Carroll has a private school foe, Gerstel, coming up on Monday. A look now at the county girls soccer standings. Still two unbeaten teams overall, Liberty and Westminster, but it's Century looking down at the field in the early going with more county contests coming up over the next few weeks. All right, time to announce the latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week. It comes from Century Football and a senior who put the Knights on his back in many ways last Friday night and led his team to a win. Time to see who it is. All right, this week's CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week, JT Ferguson, Century Football. Huge day, JT, 100 yards rushing, touchdowns, defensive touchdowns. He kicked a couple extra points. He had a 2-point conversion. You're probably pretty tired at the end of that game, but what was that feeling like to not only get the win in convincing fashion like that, but just, I would say it just cements the fact that I think you guys feel like it's a different team this year.
Yeah, no, just the team-wise, everything like that, it was a lot better. The feeling after was incredible, nothing like ever before. With the student section storming the field, it was just amazing. Even after that, coming to school Monday, it was just amazing. Everybody giving you congrats and stuff like that. It was just amazing.
Now, you play both sides of the ball. You've had games where you're picking up tackles and playing offensively well. Did you have a feeling as the game's going on, like, hey, I'm really dominating this game? I know it's not all about the stats, but 100 yards rushing and multiple touchdowns, both sides of the ball. Did you feel like you were having that kind of game as the game was going on?
Yeah, I definitely felt like things were coming my way and stuff like that. I mean, it's just some people have games, some people don't, but I feel like just the whole team had today. Like, it wasn't just me rushing around. It was not 1 against 11. It was definitely 11 versus 11, and we just had the better come out. That's
a good point. I mean, I think in years past, and other teams had this problem too sometimes, you have to rely too much on 1 or 2 guys. You told us in the beginning of the season during our pregame stuff, or our preseason stuff, that that's not the case this year at Century. And, 3 games in, I think there's even a game you probably thought you had to win in week 1 and maybe clean up a few things. And you're learning each week. What has been the biggest difference 3 games in that this Century team is different than the ones in years past?
Yeah, so like first game came out 15-20, big loss. It was definitely heartbreaking, but it was definitely a look like yeah, we're a different team.
Right.
You know, we're not the same Century that's getting blown out.
Right.
We're a different Century coming here, putting points up on the board. We just got to finish it, and that's what we did this Friday.
I know it's just 1 week, but if you look back at last year, offense struggled. This past week, you scored almost as many points as you had all of last year. Yes, it's a 1 week at a time kind of thing. That's got to be a huge confidence boost for your guys as county play starts to pick up here, that you guys know you can compete with everybody around.
Yeah, it definitely was a big pickup for our line, right? Our line just knew that they could blow this D-line off the ball, and with that confidence coming in this week, it was just a game changer, hopefully.
Well, congrats on a great week. Good luck the rest of the year. JT Ferguson, our latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week.
CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Barnes-Bollinger Insurance and by Raising Cane's.
Congratulations to JT Ferguson, the latest CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week. And a look at all of our fall winners so far, with plenty of weeks to go before we finish up the season. And that'll do it for this episode of Game On. As always, we thank you for watching. A reminder, our next Game of the Week football broadcast has Liberty hosting Francis Scott Key on September 27th at 6:30. Join me and Mike Coons for the call with pregame coverage set for 6:15. And again, keep in mind, weather could affect the schedule, so stay tuned for any changes in the next few days. We'll also have football coverage for you from Ruby Field at Westminster High School as the Owls host Walkersville at 6 p.m. Like we said earlier, another big test for the home team. We've got some girls soccer action coming up for you. Look for our highlights following Thursday's county clash between Manchester Valley and Liberty from Eldersburg. And a reminder that our new Sports Talk at Island Green show comes your way every Monday night from Island Green in Westminster. Host Avery Newport talks McDaniel football with Green Terror coach Skylar Fultz, and he's also joined by special guests along the way. That's Sports Talk at Island Green on Monday nights at 6 from Island Green in Westminster. Don't miss it. Be sure to catch all of our high school sports content online on Facebook and YouTube, as well as our website at CMSportsNet.com. You can watch us on cable channel HD 1072, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at CMSportsNet Action. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Hungry? Genova's to go. Pizza, pasta, subs, and more. Fresh hot pizza right from the oven. Genova's to go. A mouth-watering cheesesteak just off the grill. Genova's to go. Fresh baked bread and plump wings seconds from the fryer. Genova's to go. Genova's to go carry-out, delivery, mobile device, and online ordering is available at all locations. Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, and our newest dining room in Eldersburg. For lunch, dinner, or any time in between. Genova's to go.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
Hi, I'm Steve Aquino. Creating a financial plan requires a disciplined, well-thought-out approach. At Aquino Financial Group, our mission is to provide a variety of solutions to help our clients fulfill their lifetime financial goals and dreams.